Breakthroughs only happen through spiritual connection. I'm just keeping it real with you guys. This is the tea. Hello, angels. Welcome back to my channel. It's about time that we do another sit down video that's not a vulva rant. So I want to jump right into this. As you guys can see, we're going to be talking about your transformation. Your transformation is going to start with clarity. Listen, 2024 is around the corner. I don't know how 2023 went for you, but maybe you had some trials and tribulations. Maybe it was a great year for you. Regardless, we still can end the year great and begin the next year even better. A lot of the times, and I'm sure you'll hear this on a lot of these types of videos that you're going to watch, that we think that it's important to wait until this date in order to achieve this goal. You can start your life over any day that you want. And I want to share these tips with you guys so that you don't have to go through everything that I did that I believe may have stagnated my progress at certain points in my life. I want you guys to avoid those things. So if you are someone that wants that clarity in your life and you want to really transform, even start by implementing these things now so that you can walk into your 2024 feeling so amazing, so abundant, and just, so positive, then keep on watching. Okay, angels. So in order to achieve the goals that you want and really start to make some real progress, there are a lot of things that I feel like are often overlooked, like having real clarity and real direction in your life. It's important to remember that real clarity and direction are the pillars, the foundation that's going to help you set all those goals, okay? All the videos that we're watching, do this, do that, do that. But you need clarity in your mind to be able to implement those things. So what exactly does that look like? In this video, I'm going to share with you guys 5 things that I think should be assessed before we consider leveling up and implementing our personal goals for our glow up in the new year. Number 1 is I want you to get very clear on your personal values. Reflect on what your core values are and your beliefs so that you can make sure that whatever it is that you're setting your mind to, that it is truly aligning with you, as well as what really matters to you. It's too many times in life where you'll hear something because I get it. Sometimes in life, we're super lost. We have no idea where we want to go. We don't know left from right. But at the end of the day, you can hear something, and that doesn't necessarily mean that it is for you. Just because something sounds good doesn't mean that it is your life. So just because someone does think something a certain way, it doesn't necessarily mean that that's going to be your journey. And there's nothing wrong with trying these things out and realizing that it doesn't work for you. For me, I am someone that is I guess you would consider me to be an ambivert. I am both outgoing as well as introverted. In this season that I have been in for quite some time now, if I'm really being honest with you, has been about a lot of isolation. I've been spending a lot of time with myself and reflecting, and you're going to have to go through this too. There is no beating around the bush here. It's going to have to happen in order for you to gain clarity, because you cannot heal in the environments that made you sick. You cannot grow and thrive in your life if you are not figuring out what is it that I truly want. And you need silence in order to do that. No background noise. You're going to need to practice and implement these things in your daily habits. And so that leads me to my main point here, which is without being able to identify what your core values are, what is actually aligning with you, how are you going to be able to establish what direction you would like to go? Oftentimes when we're lost in life, we like to just get the answers. But the truth is, a lot of the answers are very deep within us. But there's so much noise that we don't think that we have the answer. We can't even clear anything out in order to really have reflection and think, man, this is what it is that I'm meant to do. This is something that I align with, that I think I want to try. Essentially, that's going to make you an aimless person. You're just shooting into the dark and you have no idea what it is that you want to do. Are you going to pursue a new goal for the following year, 2024? Or are you going to be continuing towards a new goal? What are you going to do? If you are continuing, are you going to be rerouting that goal for 2024? Or are you still going to try and accomplish some of the things that we haven't accomplished? See, don't abandon what you had to do just because, oh, it's a new year. That means I guess I got to just start with something new because you feel like you failed at what you originally wanted to pursue. No. You can still do it. You can still do it. You can still do it right after watching this video. You can still do it this weekend. You can still get it done. Okay? Time is an illusion. I want you to realize that time is an illusion. You can absolutely change your life when you decide to change your life. Next, I want you, this is a huge one for me, okay? I want you to assess your spiritual connection. If you guys have been following me and keeping up with me for a while, you guys know I'm very vocal now about my faith and how serious I take it. And one of the things, the main thing, the only thing that has really helped to keep me anchored and grounded and rooted was my spiritual connection, taking my faith seriously. I know everyone is into what we consider from a Christian perspective, the new age stuff, right? Even myself, before I even knew the gravity of what I was participating in, full transparency moment, I too would suggest these things too, from time to time. I no longer believe in those types of methods. I believe in going the Christian route. And that's what I believe for my faith. I'm not a perfect person. Nobody is, but this is just the standard that I have for my life. What do I mean by this? When you are assessing your spiritual connection and figuring out how you're going to implement that into your life, make it a priority. When you are not grounded and rooted in your faith walk, nothing else is going to work for you. This is directed towards the believer specifically. Nothing else is going to work for you. My father told me that the success of my life is only going to come through prayer. And I'd be like, okay, Daddy, like I hear you. Yeah. But I realized he was absolutely right. Yeah, there is nothing that's going to work, and there's no change that you will see quicker than through prayer and fasting. Let me know in the comment section down below if you know a little bit about some prayer and fasting, okay? Like, there's nothing that will come faster. You know, no miracle, no stronghold that can be broken faster than through prayer and fasting in your life. If you really want to see a change in your life, oh my gosh, through prayer and fasting is how you're going to get into it. Breakthroughs only happen through spiritual connection. I'm letting you know that right now. And a lot of the advice, because I too have given advice like this too, like it's within yourself. Oh my God, start with yourself, self-love, all these different things. But I realized what made me love myself more was who I knew I was in Christ. I'm just keeping it real with you guys. This is the tea. That's what really helped me in my life is when I really sat down and I said, wow, what is actually important to me? What has been the most sustainable thing for me? And I realized all the rocks and the crystals and stuff that people are doing and the moon water and none of that stuff is sustainable. But it is when I got down to the word, I started reading the Bible, I started taking it so serious that it has been so sustainable. I wrote something on Threads the other day where I was saying, you know, it's so interesting how God works. You can feel like everything around you is shattering. Your career seems like it's going downhill. You lost this relationship. Maybe this person passed away. You know, all the thing you thought you wanted, you did not get. It's coming across like it's, you know, rejection. But we all know that rejection is redirection. We all know that. And so for me, I'm like, oh my gosh, like what's going on? Like, that's what you're going to think. What's going on around me? I cannot, like, what am I going to do with my life? And it's so crazy how in the midst of the storm, you can manage to still have peace. That's what we call peace that surpasses all understanding. So for me, what do? I make sure that I'm praying. I am covering my day, all right, daily. I am making sure that I am covering my day. I do not ever go a single day without praying because I believe there is light and there is dark and you're going one direction or you're going the other, whether unbeknownst to you or not. That's just the real tea. And for me, going through different trials and tribulations that all of us deal with in our lives, the only way to experience that true peace, I believe, is through prayer and fasting to break certain strongholds, things like that. But it is through getting that covering from God. So that, for me, is going to be prayer, meditating on God's word, okay? I'm not talking about, all that stuff. No, I'm talking about, like, even in silence, listening to worship, even in silence, watching sermons, taking notes, all these different things. Who are you following even on social media? If you're going to get clear about what it is that you want to do, follow people that you want to aspire to be like, because whether you realize it or not, you're doing that anyways. So if you're going to redirect your focus, I know everyone has the tips of like, get organized and do all these things. And guess what? They're all true. Every single video that you watch that is just like this, it's going to work. You know who it's contingent upon? You. It's contingent upon you. Are you ready and willing to do the work? That's the only thing that's going to make this work. Okay. Are you ready to commit? I need to know that. You need to know that. You deserve that, right? Next, I want you to audit your circle and your support system. Take stock of the relationships that you have around you. Why is this important? You are the sum of the first 5 people that you connect with the most. I forgot who even said that quote, but it's actually true. If you're around people that are always negative, see, the problem with some people is they like to sit here because they want to people please, right? So you really just don't care about yourself. You don't. You would rather tarnish your peace and just eliminate what is dragging that out of you, what is eradicating the peace from you. You would rather just keep everyone around, because some people, they think ignorantly, because that's what it is. Oh, it's not going to affect me. I remember when I was growing up, my parents used to tell me that quote, what is that quote, guys? Oh my goodness. Is it show me your friends and I'll show you yourself? Or your friends are a reflection of you? Tell me in the comment section down below, but something along those lines, where that's basically what my parents would tell me. And I remember at the time, growing up, and I was like, no, that's not true. I'm not just like all of my friends. And the reality is, I am not just like all of my friends, right? However, our core values are the same, right? Where it matters, we align. And that's why it's worked for so long. So if you are trying to align with people, you are trying to grow. Here you are trying to have a good 2024. Here you are trying to have a good life right now. Here you are trying to end the year great. And you're sitting here trying to babysit old feelings, old people. You can't heal in the environment that got you sick. If you're growing out of it, it's for a reason. Growth only starts out of your comfort zone, and you have to get comfortable with it, because you're only going to delay your own progress. It's only up to you. That's what this pep talk is about. It is up to you. Are you ready to do the work? And if you're ready to do the work, then this is what it's going to cost you. It costs to be the boss. It's going to cost you something. What sacrifice are you willing to make? Because let me tell you something. You're making one whether you realize it or not. You're making a sacrifice whether you realize it or not. You cannot grow and then have the same circumstances around you, and you're wondering why every time you climb up, you're going a million steps back down. Every time you try to lift yourself up, you just find yourself weighted down. Then you're worried about the opinions of others. Oh, I just don't want my friends to think, because we all grew up together, I don't want them to think that I think I'm better. You can't care. That's the truth, baby. You can't care. Okay? Because you don't have time to care. Time waits for who? Nobody. It waits for nobody. So, do you want to pursue new friendships? I know I hear this all the time. Aisha, how do I make new friends? Listen, I may not be the best person to ask. I'm just really going to keep it very honest with you, because all of my friends that I've had, with the exception of the new people that I've met in the last 5 to 6 years, it was all organic. I met my last few friends, literally organically, at the mall or something like that. You guys know one of my best friends, Hale, we met because of you guys. But besides her, and of course I have acquaintances and things like that on the internet. I'm friends with people, but I'm talking about solid core friends. You know what I mean? it has all been every single friendship I've had, with the exception of the people I've met in the last 5 to 6 years, I've grown up with. So I turned 10, 13, 16, you guys get the point. So I don't really have the best advice for that. I'm just gonna keep it real. I really don't, but it's something to consider, because let me tell you this, I absolutely would rather be alone and by myself and have peace. And when you get used to filling your own cup and you get used to figuring out what you want to do and you make things fun, and you kind of learn to do this when you are single too, right? You're not distracting yourself with trying to be in a relationship, all these different things. You learn to really enjoy your own company. I have really learned to enjoy my own company. Yes, I have many friends, but I don't hang out with them all the time, because I understand, and they also understand, that sometimes we go through different seasons. There are some seasons where you're going to be with your friends all the time. And then there are going to be other seasons where you need to just sit back and reflect. You want to spend all your day focusing on growing and things like that. And if that's what it means to you, then that's okay. It's okay. Do you need to enforce stronger boundaries? You don't have to go everywhere. You know how many times I say no? I mean, like, I've said no pretty much all year. I've said no also last year too. Like, I'm not going. Like, it's not personal. It's just, I'm not in the mood. I'm not in the mood to go. And the older that you become, you get more comfortable, because why? I want my yes to actually mean yes. And I want my no to mean no. And the people that truly love you are going to understand. They're going to understand. I would rather be home and have a quiet night and read a book and watch TV, like, with my family. Like, that's what I would rather do. That's just something that I'm enjoying. That's where I'm at in my life right now. That's just what I want to do. And people that truly love you and respect you are going to be understanding of that. Because what do I always say? The only people that benefit from your lack of boundaries are the people that are glad that you didn't have them in the first place. They don't want you to have boundaries because they were benefiting from your lack of boundaries. And it's scary. It's easier said than done, right? It's so scary when you are, you come to this realization, like, oh man, like you're exercising your first, like, I don't think I could go. And I understand it's so intimidating, because more than likely, people are probably used to you always being the type of person that shows up everywhere all the time. And so you're just like the go-to person. No longer will you be that person anymore after watching this video, especially in 2024. You're not going to be that person anymore. End of what story? Because you just can't. You can't be everywhere and still pour into your own cup. It's not going to happen. Tell them I said no. Go ahead. Tell them I said it right now. Tell them I said no. Aisha said what? No. Okay. Think about, as you're auditing your circle, who's coming with you in this journey? Because not everybody could go. Not everyone could come with you. And I understand, like, especially as you're trying to change your mindset, and be careful that you don't fall into the mindset of, I'm growing and I'm elevating, so whoever else is not around me, I'm judging you. No, it just simply means, hey, like, this is what it is that I'm doing right now. I am in a journey right now where I want to focus on myself. I want to really grow. Like, hey, I'm into like these new podcasts. I'm into reading these books. If you would like to have like little dates together, like where we just like kind of just work, we just like have like a work date where, let's say if you have a friend that is able to come out with you, if they work from home, you guys could just be on your laptops. I'm that type of friend. Like, we don't even have to speak. Like, if I'm just next to you, we don't have to do anything. Like, I don't need to always be doing something in order to be around. Like, as long as I just have your company, if that's what we choose to do, I'm fine with that. And yeah, you just like work on your own individual projects. Maybe you guys have like a little session, you spend a couple minutes where you talk about a book that you guys are reading together, or you show each other your Pinterest boards and some inspiration, things like that. I don't know. Is it just me? Or does that sound so fun? Like, I love that. Like, having a work date, like, what? Like, it's just like a elevation sort of inspiration, like best friend date or something, or like just friend date. I love that. I love the concept. I highly, highly recommend. And then there are other times where you could do it yourself. Let me tell you something, guys. We live in the day and age of technology, okay? Technologic. We're getting But seriously, we really do. We're in the information age. Like, you guys already know this. And like, I always think to myself, I'm like, you know what? I'm never alone. I'm never alone because think about it. I got my iPad, I got my laptop, I got my phone, I have all the devices. I got an Apple Watch, like I have all of these things. I'm not alone. I have Pinterest. I have a million audiobooks. I have so many things I could be doing. I have work. Like there's always something you could do. There's always something that can keep your company. Unless your intention is to actually go and be present, that's another thing too, because that also matters. You know, you don't always need to be occupied by doing something, but not gonna lie, it does serve as a little buffer when you're trying to take yourself out and you're just like on your laptop, you know what I mean? Like typing away. It really does help when you are so focused. And I find that to be very attractive. You know what I mean? Like it's very attractive when you're just like in the zone, you know? Yeah. I want you guys to assess who is coming into the new year with you. Who are you spending more or less time with? And yes, guys, you actually do have to write this down. Like every single successful person that I know talks about writing things down. My dad legit writes down everything. My parents are very organized people. I'm an organized person myself. You have to write things down. Write the vision and make it plain, as they say in the Bible. I've never heard of a successful person that says, I never write anything down. I just, I keep it all in my head. Really? Do you? You're going to forget. And writing things down, like I've mentioned before in previous videos, there is an 80% more chance that you're likely to execute what it is that you're trying to do when you are writing something down. And so I don't rely on my own brain to retain everything. I like writing things down. I enjoy having my little iPad where I have my little planner. I use this app now, guys, that my assistant Jess put me onto, called Mila Notes. I'm obsessed with that app. It's like made for me. So I made my own planner last year, like literally, not for sale or anything, like literally just made it for my own self. Maybe in the future I'll create planners and stuff like that for you guys. But I made my own and I used it. This year I was like struggling to find like another planner that I wanted to use. I just wanted to kind of do my own thing again, but I didn't feel like making another one on Canva. So I just started using Mila Notes to like kind of track everything. It's not a legit planner, but I love the flow of it. I can write down whatever I want. I can vacillate between typing notes and also sketching as well. And you can easily make a vision board on there. You can add images to your text, all these different things. I don't know if the correct term is immersive experience, but I would highly check it out. It's called Mila Notes. And it's a very good app. I personally like to use it to just jot down the things that I want to get done. Like I am planning for something very interesting and special in my family. And I wrote down my little list of stuff that I needed to accomplish in that app. So lastly, I want to touch on this point. Thank you so much for sticking with me. If you have already by this point, what do I know about you? If you're watching this right now, I want you to leave a gold star and say, we're winning all 2024, okay? Because I know one thing about you, you're a determined person, and I appreciate that. Lastly, I want you to let go of your limiting beliefs, okay? Yeah, you're gonna have to let go of those beliefs. You need to at first identify what you feel negatively towards. Is it around money? Do you feel like every time, there are certain people that have this belief of, oh man, I get so nervous anytime something good happens because I feel like, what's around the corner that's going to happen that's going to change my luck. I don't believe in that. Yes, sometimes I'm not going to lie. When it rains, it pours. But I don't believe, oh my gosh, because so much is happening for me right now that is so abundant and great that this must mean that something bad's about to come around the corner. No, your perception of life is going to be your reality. And this is why I put so much emphasis on the spiritual aspect and your spiritual connection, because of the fact that when we don't have that and we're not constantly imparting ourselves in that truth, the truth of what the Bible says, then we are more than likely going to subject ourselves to adhering to whatever else is out there. And we don't need that in life. Any negativity and self-doubts that you have is going to greatly affect and implement your journey moving forward. Because baby, what? If you can, you can. And if you can't, then you're right. So you have to figure out what are your strategies to implement overcoming the things that you are struggling with. It's maybe a little bit too late to say this, but I hope you brought your notepad. Also, let me know this right now in the comment section down below. Do you guys remember when I first started my videos, how I would put notes on the videos? Would you guys like me to implement that again? Just so maybe it's easier for you to write notes? Or would you like me to transcript the video for you? I don't know, whatever works. Let me know. I want to know how these videos can actually help you, because I do understand watching something and feeling a little bit overwhelmed by the influx of information. So I just wanted to do that little check-in with you guys. Back to what I was saying. If you do not have a strategy for everything as it pertains to your glow up, okay, then how are you going to expect to, sustain the things that you have created or be able to maintain the progress that you have made? How can you check, checks and balances? How do you know what worked, what didn't work if you didn't write anything down and you have no idea how you got there? If you do not have the strategies to implement on how to overcome these negative thoughts and limiting beliefs about yourself, how are you going to progress? You can have the negative belief that, man, every time I go and get into a relationship, I get cheated on. And then it's like every time you focus on the things that you don't want, you're going to get that exact result. Oh, every time I make friends, like someone's always talking behind my back. Because you know why? You're looking for it. You're like a magnet for it. Because a lot of the times we want confirmation bias in our life. And so we tend to look for it. And it's a subconscious thing. So that's why whatever you tell yourself ends up being your actual reality. And so, like I said, if you can, you can. If you can't, you're right. And last and finally, I want you to focus on one thing and go all in on it. So this one thing is actually an article that I read where it's called the one thing strategy. And basically what it says is when you focus on one thing at a time, you're able to actually achieve what it is that you set out to accomplish. I've said this to you guys in the past as well, that it's so important to get granular in your goals. I understand feeling super overwhelmed by feeling like, oh man, I'm so far from where I want to be. You shut down. You just don't want to do it anymore. Or feeling like I have all these great things to accomplish that I've set out to accomplish. Now you're feeling defeated by the fact that your dreams seem so big and so large instead of necessarily feeling inspired by it. Nobody says that you have to do everything all at once. Hence me mentioning the one thing strategy. Rome was not built in a day. Okay. Great things take time. Like I said in James Clear's book, Atomic Habits, you just have to be 1% better than you were the day before. That's all I'm asking of you. 1% better, okay? So in this one thing strategy also, it is suggested that you categorize different areas of your life, like money, your career, your health, and also your relationships. And then you tackle each project individually at a time that's best suitable for you that falls under that specific category. So if you know, all right, I want to work on my limiting beliefs around relationships, then you tackle that and you just get as one thing in that category and you focus on that one thing, okay? Or maybe for you can handle a little bit more, so you focus on the entire category depending on whatever your tolerance is. So I want to leave you guys with that. I want you to remember that transformation really does start with action. The antidote to procrastination, like James Clear said, is action. You are either becoming 1% better or you're just not making any progress. Which side of the spectrum are you on? It's something to consider. So I hope that this has helped you. Let me know if there are any other pep talks that you guys would like me to do. I love making videos like this. You guys know I love a good pep talk. And I wish you so much love. I wish you so much abundance. I wish you peace that surpasses all understanding, no matter what it is that you're going through. And do not forget that I love you and God loves you. And I will see you, beautiful angels, in my next video. Mwah.